continuously moving in one way. Is this holds? Yeah. And we are getting into the third round of counting in a lot of the counting centers. First round of counting of EVMs is already done. 46 counting centers and all.
The trend starts when a party or an alliance is ahead.
161 now.
As it closes, they tend to get the advantage.
Together,
so
yeah,
I will not be
more,
surprised if that goes even higher as you get to the end.
Now, this is historic. This is a historic mandate. The last time, just past the post, 2 or 3 past the post, there was a lot of noise that you've doctored, engineered the last 10, 12 seats just to get the post, etc. And this is settled beyond doubt. This is settled beyond. Now, go back to my question in the morning. Ye tonwa thik nahi lag raha hai. Ji.
No, I'm going to go back to that development-led growth conversation, because I think now that for the voting pattern to change from like the caste politics to development-led, performance-led voting, you know, I feel like going back to again what Mr. Seth said, that infrastructure is very much required. I think that increases and changes aspirations of people, and I think that's where BJP kind of brings in its strong suit also in that double engine Sarkar performance, and I think that's the game changer here.
Look at it. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Just have a look at it. 52% vote share. See, this is the NDA's best ever. The NDA has never gotten above 43, 44%, if my memory serves me right. 52%, more than half the percent vote share the NDA has pulled, because the cameos have also been fantastic. LJP, HAM have all added JDU and and look at the INDIA, 37%
gap between the two. It's basically a two-horse race. I mean, I don't think Jansuraj or any of the other third or fourth players matter in this election. It's a two-horse race, and if there's a 15% gap between the two alliances, then I think it's a runaway victory, and that's what we're seeing in the seats as well.
In my mind about Tejashwi Yadav,
right?
Yes, he's done better than the Congress, but the question is, does he offer anything beyond what his father gave him? And I suspect the answer to that is no. He was novelty last time. He is no longer novelty. Clearly, the people and politics is not about the perfection, finding perfection, but it's about the half loaf, right? So, does he offer anything that the people credibly believe will take them to a different level? Now, if he is not able to do that, my personal belief is that Tejashwi's vote share going forward is going to be tough to hold, because there will be other people nipping at his heels for that same MY base.
Same MY, but now the MY factor itself changes to Mahila and Yuva.
Correct, exactly.
We're going to quote Sandeep ji very aggressively, and I'm going to borrow him, because he said, one, who's got the trust factor? Yes, unemployment is an issue. Who does the Bihar voter trust will solve this issue for us? The second one is the alliance chemistry. Now, this alliance chemistry is far more visible within the NDA than anybody else. We also to show you Rahul Shiv. Good morning. Yeah, you're working on a good day and a good time.
Well, the EVMs are not having such a great time, unfortunately, because we've already got the Congress stepping in and saying that, look, when you delete a large number of voters, etc., there's going to be a problem. And of course,
you saw the vote share, right?
EVMs,
you saw the vote share. Now have a look at the YouTube numbers. We got to flaunt it a little, because when it swings one way, it swings one way. Just putting out these numbers as Rahul walks in. See, 1 lakh.
Good omen.
1,18,000 concurrent views. So from 83 to 1,18,000, 1,14,000. That's where the numbers are. Viewers, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The numbers have been consistent through the
over 1,14,000 concurrent views. Please keep watching. Please keep staying on with us. Now we are also adding muscle. So Rahul Shivshankar also walks into this election broadcast where the points here. Trends are very,
I've been looking at some of the trends that have been coming through. A large number of preconceived notions are now collapsing. So you are seeing also in Simanchal inroads that have been made into seats that were actually RJD and Congress bastions. That tells you that substantially there is also this huge talk about, you see, constant Muslim bastion, this, that, the other.
In Simachal last time around. So the JDU.
But then where is the Muslim vote going?
So no, the polarization.
Is it the Muslim vote?
The polarization works both ways, right?
That's right. But
there's a reverse polarization that happens.
But Zaka, the turnouts in these seats in Simanchal were much higher. 10, 12, 15% higher.
That's correct.
And then when you look at Bhojpur, have a look at Bhojpur. There are changes taking place in Bhojpur. There are changes taking place in Mithilanchal. So clearly, obviously, there is a coalition that is coming through, and a positive message is being rewarded.
No, absolutely. Look, I've been saying this since morning. When the NDA and particularly the JDU is doing well across regions, then you know it's pulling its weight. It's going towards closer to perhaps even a two-thirds sort of a situation. And if this numbers hold, they might actually get to a two-thirds majority.
The BJP holding its own, is it becoming the default party of choice in Bihar, slowly and steadily? Is that what we're seeing?
So it's 75 to the JDU is now currently the higher party, the larger party in the alliance. The BJP is at 72, LJP at 14. So that's 29 seats that he fought. He's leading in currently, but the JDU and I keep pointing, they had 43 last time.
This is a 50% strike rate.
It's a 50% strike rate.
Adding to the JDU turnout also, because remember it really undercut the JDU in almost those many seats.
The JDU had 43,
Rahul Gandhi,
32 from last time.
I think, see, once you have like a alliance leading in of the seats and you have them 50% plus vote share, I think every sort of caste blocks, everything is going to be flattened. So I don't think that is going to be any different. I think what seems to be happening in favor of the NDA is basically a combination of everything working together. So it looks like at 10 a.m.
You're saying that the Yadav vote has stuck to the RJD. Is that what you're saying? I don't think that could be the outcome when you're beginning to lose.
All parties have serious social base. That's why they exist in society, right? So Yadav and Muslims will stick to RJD, but at 50% vote share, there will be a chipping away of some Yadav votes also towards NDA, right? So 80% Yadav, but when population is crossing 50% mark, then it's basically going to be gained across segments.
You know, the incremental vote which the BJP has got, and I think here BJP, I mean the NDA has got, I think we must really take into account what the SIR has done, because by eliminating at least the dead voters, you know, you might think, but having fought elections, I can tell you how important that is, because whoever has the might in the locality ensures that the dead come alive on election day.
Especially in West Bengal.
West Bengal is of course a classic example of that, but Bihar, you see, Bihar has moved away from violence to quiet manipulation. And here, I don't think that has been eliminated entirely, but at least what has happened is that here, there has been a far more level playing field which has been in existence. And that has resulted...
Mr. Das Gupta, at least a 5%, if you discount, the SIR, there's at least a 5% jump in turnout, which is clearly having an impact.
Which has moved in favor of the BJP.
So this coalition has been better at effectively mobilizing its own voters. That's something that we can say, and is that on the back of a positive?
That's what I'm saying. That's the pattern from Delhi, Haryana, Maharashtra. This has been the pattern. You mobilize every available supporter to turn out.
BJP state chiefs' first reactions coming through. Let's listen in.
सवाल बीजेपी the state president is with us. दिलीप जी, जो रुझान है इनिशियल रुझान वो आपके फेवर में लग रहे हैं, कैसे देखते हैं?
नहीं, वो तो जनता ने मन बना लिया था। जनता ने मन बना लिया था कि फिर एक बार एनडीए की सरकार बनानी है, और ये आज नहीं, आज करीब एक महीने से अंदाज लग रहा था कि जनता एक तरफा जो हमने विकास के काम किए हैं, जो कानून का राज दिया है, उस पर जनता विश्वास कर रही है।
बिहार में आप घूमे हैं, क्या ऐसे मुद्दे आपको लगे 3-4 जो लोगों को बिल्कुल लगे हैं और जिस पर उन्होंने वोट किया है?
कानून का राज, दूसरा नीतीश कुमार जी ने विकास का काम जो किया है, और तीसरा नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जिस तरह से केंद्र डबल इंजन की सरकार में केंद्र का मदद बिहार को दिया है, बिहार के जनता ने मोदी जी के गारंटी पर भरोसा।
अलायंस की जो परफॉर्मेंस है उसे कैसे देखते हैं आप?
हमें जाना है।
BJP chief, of course, it is a big credit to him and his team that they managed this. But look at the map of Bihar. It's either green or it's saffron all the way. It's the JDU and the BJP, the NDA alliance, which is sweeping this election. 166 is 2/3 majority for something that we haven't seen in the last many elections. But therein also there is a story where it is the JDU which is emerging as the senior partner in that sense. 75 to the JDU and 72.
Look at the east of the state, Nalin. Look at the east of the state.
So absolutely, Rahul Zaka. So when you look at the region-wise map of Bihar, barring Bhojpur, in every single region of Bihar, Bhagalpur, Magadh, Mithila, Simanchal, Tirut, you were saying the east of state, it's a sweep for the NDA. Only in Bhojpur they're neck and neck, but even there they're leading. there are about 7-8 seats.
Look,
ahead.
I've also been told that there are about 60 seats where the leads are very narrow.
That's
so
true.
there's
But
1,200.
when I'm looking at the vote share data at the moment,
But there's
the
a
vote
trend.
share data at the moment is around 24-25%. If that holds, it's about
that's very
4-5% more than what they had in Lok Sabha.
Absolutely.
Interestingly,
And that's why I'm asking, are more voters that were traditional voters, Mr. Shastri, traditional voters of the MGB, actually now moving away? Is there a greater coalition forming at the social level? That's a fun, and I think we'll have a look at those filters. But
if
yes,
the
sir.
NDA is leading now in 168 seats, obviously there are several factors which have come in to allow that to happen. And yes, I think the social calculus in Bihar is changing. The MY vote may have gone to the JDU, but I'm sure a chunk of it has moved to the NDA also. And the NDA has built a social coalition of all groups, upper caste, backward caste, most backward castes have moved with them, and that has contributed to these numbers which we are seeing.
So we're looking at the M factor, the Mahila factor.
exactly
These are
what I was
124 seats where the women have outvoted the men by 10% or more. There, in the 124 seats, 95 of those seats are going to the NDA, only 26 to the India Alliance. That's a 3/4 to, kind of a situation, yeah.
And most of these are second
voting
phase
blocks that have been added to the
these are all
NDA
second
kitty.
phase polling, that's correct. These are all second phase
So
polling.
I'd be interested to find out what's really happening in the Yadav-dominated seats. Any ideas, Nalin, from your data, what's happening in that filter? Because these are seats where
I'll just look it
I
up.
think this election has perhaps been won and lost, to be honest.
So the sense that I have is that the Yadav vote has stayed with the RJD. It's just that unlike Akhilesh Yadav in UP, Rahul, Tejashwi Yadav over here has not built a broader social coalition. So he's remained stuck with Yadavs and
In
the
fact,
Muslims.
the JDU
and he's remained
cut down
stuck
the
at
number of
below that
Yadav,
threshold.
Yadav seats that
these
it
are the
had given.
Tejashwi
Yes.
Yatra seats. They are not necessarily Yadav dominated seats. But again, in the Tejashwi Yatra seats, remember he went on a separate Yatra after Rahul Gandhi, after that whole vote Adhikar Yatra. He went on a separate one after that. Even in those seats, it's the NDA which has substantial number of 46 to 20. And there, look at the JDU. The JDU is 30 and the BJP only 12. So traditional JDU seats where RJD was hoping to make inroads, expand the caste coalition, Tejashwi Yadav has not been able to do that.
Rahul, the vote share data is showing us that RJD currently is at 22.94%, which by the way was the exact percentage it had in the Lok Sabha election and about a little bit less than what it had in 2020. What that's telling us is that while it's retaining that vote percentage, its seat share getting stuck. It's telling us that its support base has remained stuck with only core constituencies of Yadavs and Muslims. They have not been able to attract other castes or other social groups.
I think they are losing some Yadav votes. Simple arithmetic. Last time they had 38% vote. Add VIP to it, it's around 39-40. This time if they are around 35% vote share, it means that the India coalition has lost 5% vote. And that's much more likely to come from Yadavs than Muslims.
That's right. And the point that I was trying to make earlier was that there is a definite movement towards perhaps a positive message. I don't think Rahul Gandhi's message of an SIR being the, malfeasant, this thing of the election commission has worked. I don't think that has worked at all.
The number of votes for women actually were cut under the SIR. And they have outvoted the men in this election. So how do you explain
Yes,
that?
both of you,
And where they are losing the Yadav votes, I do think that we'll come back to what we started off in the morning, that Mahila cuts across caste lines, right? So a lot of that has moved towards the NDA, that's one. And second, it is also about credibility. Of course, Tejaswi's newness has gone, but in terms of credibility also, when he's offering jobs, because that was a big factor when we started off in the morning, are people buying the job narrative? But the problem here is that where are they coming from? Where are the jobs going to come from? People saw what happened in Karnataka and the trust simply did not build.
Yes.
If there is a 5% drop of the India Alliance vote, it could also be the non-Yadav OBC which partly was with the India Alliance has moved.
No, but I think what Rahul Verma is saying is that there is a traditional vote base.
Dropping 2-3%. Other parties
have also
RJD is holding its vote.
RJD I think is holding its vote.
RJD Rahul, I want to make a quick point. On the SIR impact, two things. Our reporters told us on the ground that it was not resonating on the ground. Rahul Gandhi was campaigning. When you look at the seats affected by SIR in particular, NDA sweeping those seats, 76 to NDA versus India Alliance 28 seats. about 108.
Let me just quickly go across to Pallavi. She has the first reaction coming out of the RJD, I believe. Pallavi.
That's right. I've got Mr. Mrityunjay Tiwari with us at this point of time. सबसे पहले क्या कांग्रेस को साथ लेके आप लोगों के ऊपर भारी पड़ा?
अभी तो शुरुआती रुझान है, अभी थोड़ा 1-2 घंटे और इंतजार करते हैं।
काफी रुझान से काफी साफ हो गया है कि किस तरफ हवा चली है।
ये है, हवा का रुख कई बार पलटा है और 2015 के विधानसभा चुनाव के परिणाम, इसलिए हमें पूरा यकीन विश्वास है हम महागठबंधन की सरकार